Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett and Nemo Van Deventer at Parnassus Books. And first off, I want to say thanks to everyone who helped to support the Bookem Book Drive. Boy, what a big success. You bought a lot of books, we bought a lot of books, and it was wonderful. And speaking of great success, I also want to thank everybody again for supporting Humanities Tennessee. You may have heard that the day was saved and Vanderbilt is partnering, and it's going to be Vanderbilt doing the Southern Festival of Books with Humanities Tennessee, and such joy. And really thank you all, because it was those $20 bills that really started the whole thing rolling. We took it from hopelessness to hope, and then Vanderbilt stepped in and some other amazing people, and I am so grateful. So thank you. Although Alaska, I've got to find someone in Alaska with $20, because when they roll out the big announcement and they're like, every state in the union except Alaska, it's gonna look bad for you guys. Okay, Lindsay is on vacation. It's a nightmare for us. So we never realize how much we love and appreciate her until she's gone. So here I go, being me and being Lindsay. Vera or Faith, Gary Scheingart, this is your literary fiction for today. And Bringing Down the House by Charlotte Runcie, this is your debut binge-worthy literary fiction of the day. It has a blurb on it from Kylie Reed, who wrote Come and Get It. I adore Kylie Reed, and I trust her blurbs. In the genre department, we have All the Men I've Loved Again, Christine Pride. So this is your romance for the week. And when I say this is your romance for the week, there are like 20 other ones. So I'm kind of picking at random. Be caught by the idea that this is your romance, be reeled into the bookstore, and then look at all of the other ones that came out this week. For romantasy, a genre in which it can be identified by its sprayed edges, by guys with lavender hair, and the fact that the dragon gets the girl at the end. This is Rose in Chains by Julie Sato. Okay, so if you like romantasy, everyone does. If you like a cozy mystery, Lindsay Lynch adores a cozy mystery. We have, this just cracks me up actually, The World's Greatest Detective and Her Just Okay Assistant. And there's a picture of a young woman looking at her phone, an older woman doing her work. The older woman is holding a pair of glasses. That's how you can identify us. We have glasses. Okay, and if you would like a less cozy mystery, something maybe a little scarier, we have Ruth Ware. She wrote The Woman in Cabin 11. Now it's the woman in, she wrote The Woman in Cabin 10, and now it's the woman in Suite 11. So there's still scary mystery going on. And then we have some interesting pairings. This is Jailhouse Lawyer by Calvin Duncan and Sophie Cole. This is a nonfiction book about a man who was wrongly incarcerated in New Orleans in the 80s when he was a teenager, and he became a self-taught lawyer, pulled his way through the legal system, and then met Sophie Cole, and together they wrote this book. And I heard them on NPR, the way one hears these things, and it is such a fascinating story. And it has a John Grisham quote on the cover, which brings me to Dacon by Samuel Hawley, because it also has a John Grisham quote on cover. This is a first novel, and the quotes are from John Grisham, my friend Carl Marlantis, my friend Jess Walter, Adam Johnson, and Arthur Golden, who wrote Memoirs of a Geisha. Hi, Arthur Golden. That's a really impressive list of blurbs for a first novel. This is Japan War in 1945. And Sophie Elmhurst, Marriage at Sea, nonfiction. In the 70s, a couple gets a boat to go and have a great adventure in their life, and a whale bumps into their boat. This is nonfiction, and their boat sinks, and they're in a life raft together for a really long time, and it's about how things worked out for them as survivalists, but also in their relationship. And even though this came out last week, I want to give a shout out to the CIA Book Club, Charlie English, because this is a book about how during the Cold War, nonfiction, the CIA was do you know what? I started to say smuggling, but then he put his face on my hip and I just got that close to say they were snuggling in literature into Russia to disrupt communism. So that's how important literature is, and that's how much we shouldn't ban books. Okay, now Elise is going to be both Lindsay and Elise. That's a big job.
Hey,
knock it out.
Come home, Lindsay. We need you. First of all, because it's me, I want to do a shout out to Taylor, who I met at Publix the other day, and that was really a riot. She knew I looked so familiar, but we couldn't figure it out until we realized she's a big reader, comes in the store all the time, watches the Laydown videos. So Taylor, big shout out to you. Okay, now Lindsay. So Sarah comes in and says, Lindsay wants to be sure that you talk about, and I lifted the book because I already knew, because Lindsay is not the only person that loves Liz Riggs. I do too. And so Lo-Fi today is out in paperback. I love this book. It's so much fun. It's Nashville. It's young people at bars and making music and everything that we love about this city. And Liz Riggs is absolutely one of those people that we love in Music City. Then we are making connections here. So I have Adriana Trajani. I have been a fan of Adriana's forever, love her. And I did read an early copy of The View from Lake Como. This is like Lake Como. It's a sweeping book, just like all of her books, and you just get totally into all the characters. This is Lake Como, New Jersey to Italy. And she is a person who works in marble, and it's family, it's all the things that Adriana is fabulous in her writing about. And this one we know is fabulous because Adriana Trajani blurbed it. And this is The Homemade God. This is Rachel Joyce. And it's the same, it's like family and sweeping novel. So Adriana and Adriana blurb. Okay, there we go. Then, do we remember who was buried in his jammies? King Tut. Thank you. Are we going to sing? Maybe later. Okay, so here is the connection here. This is Dinner with King Tut. How rogue archaeologists are recreating the sights, sounds, smells, tastes of lost civilizations. And I don't know if you can see this, but the cover is absolutely fabulous. And this is Sam Keane. And it is really, it's interesting and it's so entertaining. And then, if you want to know what kind of drugs King Tut might have been doing, this is Human History on Drugs. And this is Sam Kelly. And I don't know if you can see this cover, but it's a riot. And it is Shakespeare, George Washington. And it's the human history on drugs and what these people might have been doing in their spare time. Hopefully it was their spare time. Okay, so now Elise with events. And last night we had a great event with Mallory Arnold, and this is How to Survive a Horror Novel, or How to Survive a Horror. Look at this, romantasy right here. Didn't you just say that oftentimes we can tell by the sprayed edges? It's really fun, it's eerie and creepy and absolutely fabulous. And then coming up, we have Mackie Rapier. This is on Thursday. And this is Soul Gazer. It's a young woman, it's a rakish pirate, and they're gonna save the world, and what's there not to love about that? So horror, I think this is the romantasy, this is the horror. And then Gordon Corman, this is middle grade, and this is Snoop. I know that Rayanne talked about this last week, but there are a few seats left. This is so popular, and it's at 4:00 next week. And is it next week? It's next week. And then I just want to say quickly, because also a week from Saturday is going to be Lisa Scottolini. And Rayanne just said she started reading it. I read almost everything she writes. And not only is she a really fun writer, this book is a great summer read. It's The Unraveling of Julia. And it's one of the mysteries. It's a great summer read. And Lisa happens to be one of the funniest people. She's so smart and so funny. And so I think you should be there. And I will see you there. And then also Saturday, 10:30, story time with the fabulous
Staff.
And I think it's the animals, and it's summer camp, and
That's
it's all
right.
kinds of wonderful things. And speaking of all kinds of wonderful things, Rayanne.
Thank you, friend. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for all the books you donated to Book 'em. I am so excited to take them over there. They are going to be so thrilled to have those to pass out to kids this summer. Thank you. Now, we have just a few kids' books out today, but I am thrilled that the July Parnassus Next Pick is out today. The Great Misfortune of Stella Sedgwick by S. Isabel. I loved this book. It is about a black girl in late 19th century England who wants to be a writer, who wants to be independent, and a surprise inheritance gives her the chance. If you're a fan of Bridgerton, pick this up. For Sprout People, Hazel is All That by Chad Otis. This is Hazel. She knows everything. She goes to the park. She identifies the dogs, sad, happy, but then she finds out we can all have multiple layers to us. Another great picture book out today, Beatrice Looks for a Home by Ron Grady. When Beatrice and her dad's move, she is not really sure about the new place. She misses home, but her grandmother sends her a camera and some art stuff, and she finds her way. In middle grade, The AI Incident by J.E. Thomas is out today. This is about an unlucky boy who battles an AI robot at school. And An Encantadora's Guide to Monstros and Magic by Sarah J. Mendocino. This is about a girl who joins a band of thieves to pull off a heist. So many great books out today. Thanks for listening, and thanks for shopping at Parnassus.